Yep, it's pulling in. Waiting for it to show up. Waiting for it to show up. And we in this thing. We live. We in this thing. We in this thing.
It's supposed to be like this.
Yeah, we in this thing. Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, I had set it up this way. Just want to make sure everything good. What's good, everybody? If you can hear us loud and clear, let us know in the chat right now. Let
Hello,
us know.
everybody. Hi,
We
chat.
we got Minnie back in this thing, man. I think it's been like maybe 4 weeks since the last time you was on here.
Yeah,
Uh,
close to a
it was
month. I came back.
before the Royal Rumble. It was right before the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, and I
Mm-hmm.
miss chat. I'm here for you guys. I
Mm.
missed you guys.
It was right before the Royal Rumble. I just want to make sure it's.
You might want to mute
Oh no, I was
whatever.
just checking it. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. I like to test it out so that way everything sound good. Everybody's saying we good. Yo, what's
Ye-
good, man? We are back in this thing. It is good to have Minnie back on here once again. You guys enjoyed her appearance last time, and I had to get her back on here. She actually hit me up. She was like, "Hey, let's do another collab." And there's been so much stuff that's been happening this past 2-3 weeks on the road to WrestleMania that I had to get her in here. And I think we're gonna have a good conversation. There's a lot to talk about, and I really want to get her opinion. Okay, guys, look, hold on. Before we get into this,
you guys are being menaces.
you got to stop with the robe, Ross. I'm not pulling out my robe to have a conversation with her. I'm not doing that, y'all. Stop
Rob
it.
Ross is. What is
It's
this?
a thing where sometimes I feel a little snazzy, feeling a little good, and I'll pull out my robe and then I'll record my videos in my robe, just feeling good. But it's rare occasions. I don't just pull it out randomly. So no, guys, stop it.
Ross thinks that he's Rick Ross. That's crazy.
Stop it, guys. Okay. Anywho, I definitely wanted to get her opinion on how she's felt about some of these things. Y'all know how I've felt. We've talked about it in length with everything that's going on with The Rock, Roman, Cody, Triple H, all this. So I definitely wanted to get her opinion on it, and we have a good conversation. You guys are hilarious in the chat. So, Minnie,
Yes.
let's start. I guess we can start 2 weeks ago. I want to say that was 2 weeks ago, where we were supposed to get an answer about Cody's decision when he went to SmackDown. How did you feel initially when he said, what did he say? He said, I want to
Not
take
at
everything.
WrestleMania.
Yeah, I want to take everything from you, but not at WrestleMania. How did you feel about that whole segment? Give your opinions on that.
Uh, when I first saw it, I thought Cody looked goofy. I
Mm-hmm.
thought this is not the move. This man came back from basically he started AEW like it was him and other people obviously, but he
Mm-hmm.
went on this whole indie run to show that he's the guy, to show that he is a main event star,
Mm-hmm.
and he comes back, wins the Royal Rumble back to back,
Mm-hmm.
and then he gives the spot to The Rock. Obviously, just like many of us, like that was my initial thought process too, and I was like, this man is goofy. Like,
Mm-hmm.
why is he doing this? I just kind of felt like he just succumbed to, at the moment, The Rock's hierarchy, The Rock's ego. That's how it
Mm-hmm.
felt. So I wasn't initially like angry about it, but I was kind of like, this is dumb. Like this is
Yeah.
dumb. Like we waited for it. Like last time I was here, I told you guys, I was like, I kind of didn't care as much for Cody to finish his story,
Mm-hmm.
but I got reinvested as soon as he won the Royal Rumble back to
Mm-hmm.
back.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, Cody's Cody. Like Cody is that freaking guy. I got
Yeah.
excited, and then the following Raw, he was just like, here you go, Raw. So I was not interested in it.
Okay. No, I guess you could say a fair criticism. That was what a lot of people I saw on social media. Granted, seeing The Rock out there was a cool moment. So, for me, my nostalgia glasses were definitely on. But the way I was looking at it when it initially happened, I was like, there got to be more to this because
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense. Because at that point, I was thinking, well, are they gonna do the match, Cody versus Roman at Elimination Chamber? Because if you're saying not at WrestleMania, then there's only one other place you can do this at. I wasn't even thinking about him facing Seth because that just don't make sense. And we're gonna talk about how they've been treating Seth like a JAG
Pick me,
in a
Seth.
few. But initially, um, I wasn't really thinking that, it was going to be um like Cody was initially just gonna give up on finishing the story. I just thought maybe they move it to Elimination Chamber. He beats him at Elimination Chamber, which I know a lot of people wouldn't want that because it should be finished at WrestleMania. But at this point, I'll take what I can give. So I'm like, all right, he finished it at WrestleMania, and then at Elimination Chamber, and then The Rock faces him at The Rock faces Roman at WrestleMania. I'm guessing that's what I was initially thinking, but going back and watching it after the fact, I was like, yeah, it didn't make him look good. Like he looked kind of sad when he left. And I'm thinking like there gotta be a bigger plan at hand. Like maybe he's trying to set up something with The Rock in the sense of maybe he's trying to, I guess, sabotage the bloodline from within. He can't do it by himself. So I was thinking about that, but it just didn't make sense. But then the social media outrage was to a whole nother level. So I want to get your opinions on that, because I seen you comment some stuff about that, but I want the people to kind of hear how you felt about it, like once everything happened, the backlash, because it was a lot of it.
It was a lot. It was a lot for. I'm someone that goes live on like Instagram, TikTok, and I go live on like Twitch and YouTube, right? So I do
Mm-hmm.
this essentially like 6 days out of the week. So having little Cody crybabies coming on my chat and basically like Team Cody or Team Rock. I hope the Rock gets injured, man. And I'm like, dude, come on, man. Like, at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
yes, we're all wrestling fans. Yes, I get invested.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I can sort of have a reaction immediately. But
Yeah.
then I'm just sort of like, all right, let me calm the fuck down because we don't know where this is headed. And
Yeah.
that's what I told my chat. And then, fake fat. If you're not invested in this, then you like your opinion doesn't matter. I'm like, first of all, your opinion doesn't matter because you're a fucking Cody crybaby. And I'm sorry if anybody on chat is a Cody crybaby. I'm speaking directly to you guys. I apologize, but also, I just thought it was so
Mm-hmm.
useless. I do think
Mm-hmm.
because of the internet, because of the
Mm-hmm.
IWC reacting a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
I
Okay,
will say
okay,
this, I
okay.
will say this, because of the IWC, they had to essentially go a different direction, and
Mm-hmm.
we got what we wanted
Mm-hmm.
because of the IWC. I don't like the death threats. I
Yeah.
don't like what Ava Rain had to go through.
Mm-hmm.
And when I said, I went on a rant and I said I hope she goes to the cops and reports all of your asses. So I really hope she does that because yeah, like how are you gonna do that to The Rock's daughter? Like she has
Yeah.
nothing to do with it.
Yeah, no, people were definitely being super weird. I made a video talking about that, her having to block her, well, deactivate her Twitter because some of you guys, and I'm not talking about anyone in this chat. If you was doing this and you are in this chat, you should be ashamed of yourself. You need to get help. But for those who were doing this, like it's never that serious, guys. It's wrestling. It's a story. Like it's a wrestling angle, a wrestling story. You should not be going at people to try to, because you're not getting your way, you're not liking the way the story's going, you're going at people and sending death threats. That's kind of lame. It's cringe, and it just makes the wrestling community as a whole look like a bunch of nerd virgins. Like, relax, chill. It's okay. But like you were
Some of
saying,
us have sex, okay, guys. Some of us have sex.
yes, some of us indulge in that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, to the point of what you were saying, I do think, and I talked about this in one of my other videos, is this a work? Did they call an audible? I'm meaning, or is it a combination of both? I'm leaning towards the audible side. I think the backlash they received they weren't expecting that, because if you watch the show at the time, when The Rock came out, it was a loud pop. People
Yeah.
went crazy. It was a holy shit chant. Like they were hyped. So you would think, oh, this is what the fans want. But it's the online wrestling community. They were the ones that voiced their opinion differently, and you can see it with the dislikes. You can see the fact that Cody was trending for like almost 3+ days on Twitter, and it's a good thing that they did kind of pay attention to that, because I do feel like in the Vince McMahon era, he would have just said, "Fuck what you guys talking about.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna still do this match because I don't give a damn." But I feel like things are different. Obviously, Triple H having being head of creative, and I'm sure other people like kind of paying attention to the room, like paying attention to the temperature of the room, and they were like, "All right, well, it seems as if we're going this route is not working." And I was kind of skeptical at first too, because I was like, you know how the wrestling community can be. One minute they want something, and then next minute they don't. It don't take long for people to flip flop. So I was thinking maybe it was just gonna be an online thing. But then when they started showing footage of house shows, and anytime The Rock was shown, he was
Boo.
getting booed, I was like, all right, this may be something real. And then when they went to Monday Night Raw, that's when I realized, okay, there's a potential real movement here, because they were booing The Rock. And at one point, they started muting the boos. Like, I think Cody was having that match with Shinsuke, which I didn't really fucking give a fuck about, because I'm
Oh,
tired
I
of that
didn't
shit.
even pay attention.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
I was like, yeah.
apparently they were muting the boos during that match as well. And the We Want Cody's and stuff like that. So it's just one of those things where it's like the Backlash definitely pivoted things, because it doesn't make sense still, even after the press conference, and we're gonna get into that next. It doesn't make sense still why Cody would just say, you know what, I'm not gonna do it this year, even though I earned the opportunity. I'm gonna let you do it, Rock, because like that's it.
It
Like,
it doesn't make sense. And I thought that was him making that decision because he was like, but not at WrestleMania. And it was like, oh, okay, so you're giving up your spot. Like I thought that was a decision made, even though he didn't say, I'm gonna take on Rollins or I'm gonna take on Roman Reigns. So I still get that. But to think that this was a work from the very beginning, that's not, no, definitely not a work from the beginning.
yeah,
Because who does that? Who
yeah,
just
that's it becomes convoluted, because then it's like, well, you're literally going a whole roundabout way to get back to where people kind of wanted it to go or expected it to go, which makes no sense. So, since the backlash and everything, people were really excited to see what was going to happen at this press conference. I want to get your initial thoughts once things started to transpire at the press conference. How did you feel when certain stuff was happening? Like, what was your overall opinions on the press conference?
I was okay, so Bianca was there, which is
Mm-hmm.
fine. She doesn't have a match at WrestleMania,
Yeah.
so I was sort of confused.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was like, oh, she's probably gonna promote her Hulu show.
Mm-hmm.
But Bayley not being there, I
Yeah.
was kind of like triggered by that because I'm like, okay, why is she not there? She
Mm-hmm.
has a match at WrestleMania, and I love CM Punk on commentary.
Yeah.
This man said everything that I was thinking, and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of us were thinking because he did not give a rat's ass.
No, he
And then
didn't.
towards the end of it, he was just talking so much shit about Rollins, and I'm like, okay, the hatred is real, and maybe if they meant things, CM Punk is like, I'm not gonna make you guys forget that
Yeah.
CM Punk versus Rollins was supposed to be at WrestleMania.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So I thought this press conference was the best press conference I've seen in all of sports. I don't really
Mm-hmm.
watch a lot of press conferences, but this one
Okay.
for sure has to be like one of the best in all of sports.
Mm-hmm.
And when Rock Will Smith Cody, I was like, all right, this is the direction that they're heading towards.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Seth was like a pick me in the back, just
Yeah.
kind of like, I'm here because nobody's choosing me, and I'm here because if I'm not here right now, what am I
Mm-hmm.
doing at the press conference? Like,
Yeah. Nah. Facts. Um. For me, once once he started to heal it up. First and foremost, hey man, Seth, he gotta do something, bro. I know you injured, but ain't no way another champion that's never beaten me, by the way. Ain't no way another man that's never beaten me gonna tell me, get this bum off the stage. Nah, bro. You gotta see me. Injured knee and all, you have to see me. Like, I'm not like that. He disrespected my man. And this is not the first time with the promo he had on SmackDown. I mean, granted, they had their shots back and forth, but they basically have been burying that World Heavyweight Championship, and it's literally a paperweight. And to call another man a bum, bro,
Dummy in the green.
bro, that's cold. He's a champion. He's a fighting champion. He's never been beaten by Roman. So I thought, I was like, damn, bro, Seth got to say something. So that's first. They made Seth look like a goddamn bitch out there, and that shit sucked. Even though he started talking spicy towards the end, but we needed more of that when Roman was over here. Get this bum off the stage, this JAG off the stage, like that. Don't wave me off. No, hell no. I'll clock him upside there at that damn championship. Fuck your match at WrestleMania, but that's just me though. Anywho. So that was a very interesting thing for me. When The Rock came out there, and it's been a long time since I've ever heard The Rock. Well, it's been a while since when he was doing the last time I've heard him get booed like that is when they were trying to shove Roman Reigns down their throat as a baby face. Yeah, at that Royal Rumble.
2015?
I think that may have been 14. Yeah.
14?
I think that was 14. Where they tried, we knew Roman was going to win. Yeah, that was the last. He got booed by association. So that was the last time I've ever really heard him booed. Every time he made an appearance, it was 2015. My bad. It was, but every time he had an appearance, he would get a good reaction. It's The Rock. He's people champ. People love him. So to hear him come out there and they're booing, there's some cheers, but it's mostly boos. Rocky sucks. He's trying to do his little intro, and he's just soaking it all in. I was like, okay, there's no way they can play this straight as him being a babyface because it's not gonna work. The fans are not gonna let this happen. They're gonna now it's become a trend to boo The Rock at this point. So it's like, okay, let's see if they're gonna pivot here, change things up. Once he said the Cody Crybaby stuff that he got trending earlier that day, I was like, okay, yeah, he's about to start being a heel. Then he brought out the whole family tree. I was like, oh, well, it's GG's, man. Cody's story's done.
I thought it was Moana. Huh? The entire time. Moana. I thought it was Moana too. Because he was like, what I'm going to show you, you guys are going to like it and you guys are going to respect it. Or whatever he said. Mm-hmm. And I saw the tree and I was like, this shit better not be Moana too. Like,
you stupid. But once he brought up the family tree or whatever, I was like, oh man, this is GG's for Cody's story. And then he started getting into his real heel bag. He's like, some may like it, some may not like it. If you don't like it, it doesn't matter if you don't. I was like, okay. All right.
The way he said it. I was like, oh, this is heel fucking Rock.
I was like, okay, he's a heel now. And this is probably one of my favorite moments from Cody since he's been back in WWE. And CM Punk definitely said something about this where Cody needs to stop being diplomatic and start, punching people in the face. When Cody came out there, no music at all, tapping the mic. Hey, is this shit on? Hey, man, this is some bullshit. I was like, okay, I'm here. I'm like, this is the Cody we need. He's like, hey, man, this is some bullshit. What the hell you niggas got going on here? Like, what you think this is? Nigga, I get to choose. I won the Royal Rumble, which, once again, it goes back to, well, I mean, you did kind of look like you was giving up your Royal Rumble win spot, but now they're in full motion. So at this point of the show, how was you feeling when Cody came out there and they start getting disrespectful? And I'm all here for it, but they started getting personal, disrespectful. How was you feeling about it at that point?
I was there for the disrespect. I was when he said this is bullshit. I was like, this damn right, it's freaking bullshit. I
Mm-hmm.
heard a lot of little kids like heart just like shatter by hearing Cody Rhodes say bullshit like that. But I was fully invested. I did like I need Cody to swing or do something
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
because yeah, Triple H was holding him back, but Cody Rhodes wasn't really trying to rush at him,
Yeah,
you
nah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
It was like he was still kind of like, oh, like he was saying whatever he had to say. No, I need Cody Rhodes to start being a menace. We're all here for a menace, Cody Rhodes. Kind of tired of the diplomatic
Yeah,
Cody.
thank
Yeah,
you. That's
yeah.
that's a very good point. Cause I'm gonna be honest with you, you slapped me in my face after the first. And here's the funny thing about this whole situation: Roman, being the asshole that he is, started really disrespecting him. He's like, "Bro, what are you doing? Like, why you out here? Go, go, go fight the guy over there in the green suit and his wife's shoes.
B player, they'll
Yeah,
have you
go,
at
you
that
know,
table.
go over there, fight the second place championship over there. Go over there. Like, this don't concern you no more. Like, like you're embarrassing yourself. You're irrelevant, just like your father. I was like, okay, now let's go. Cody's like, all right, since you want to
Yeah.
bring up family, he talked about Jay, all this other stuff. And he said a cold line. He said, what's this for? To see who's at the head of the table? Neither of y'all have been cooking for the past 2 years. I was like, there we go, Cody.
Yep.
This is
Yep.
this is who we need. Someone said the FUBU title for us bias. That title, literally, the title Seth has is it's a fucking, this bottle has
It's
more prestige than his fucking title, unfortunately. And he's been doing some pretty good work when it comes to just being a workhorse champion.
horse.
But
Yeah. Which is that's the unfortunate part because we all were for that title because we're like, great, this is a working man's title. Like we as fans are gonna put prestige on that title because we know who's
mm-hmm,
gonna and then just by Roman Reigns calling it a secondary title,
mm-hmm.
like it kind of solidified everything that we thought. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah, you're right. Because what is so we're heading to WrestleMania and we're just focusing on Roman's title. We're just
yeah,
focusing on that main event. Seth Rollins has been like, pick me, pick me, pick
yeah,
me, you know,
yeah,
fucking pick
literally.
me.
Literally. That's literally what it's become. So once he brought that up and he started firing back, and then he told them your grandfathers would be disappointed in you. And then Rock gets into his face. And I was like, okay, now we here. Cause now they changed the dynamic from Rock versus Roman to now Rock siding with Roman because of family and their lineage. And I think The Rock had said something when he was showing the family tree that this is the only wrestling family that matters.
Yes,
Once he said that, I was like,
yes.
yep, he's full heel mode. They're going with the route of this is the match that people really don't want to see right now. Not to say people wouldn't want to see this match. They don't want to see it right now. So they know people are going to boo that. So he's like, all right, well, let's play into the boos. And it's very interesting to see The Rock and Roman kind of on the same side here, even though, they're family. So once he slapped him, there wouldn't have been enough security out there to get me off him, bro. The people's champ would have got the people's ass whooping, bro. Cause ain't no way in hell you about to slap me and shit supposed to be cool. And Seth Rollins over there talking his talk. It even got to the point where, they leaving and Roman started talking shit to Triple H, which now we can get into that, talk about that too. Because now things are starting to cook up with them, the Triple
Yeah.
H and The Rock. So how did you feel about when Roman and them was walking back there and the things that was said?
I was all for it. That whole press conference for me was everything that I think
Mm-hmm.
wrestling fans needed. And if you still have a problem with it at this point, you're the problem and just stop watching. Like, don't even watch then because there's no reason why you should be complaining after all this. Um,
mm-hmm.
so I'm I'm more excited because it's giving me Monday Night War vibes. It's giving me like Eric Bischoff versus Vince McMahon.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they're not gonna.
Yeah.
I know Triple H can't have an, another
Another.
match again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
unfortunately.
but I'm excited about the feud that's going to start between like COO versus Boardroom Rock. Like I can see them
Yeah.
kind of go head to head. Not that The
Mm-hmm.
Rock is going to be that active,
Yeah.
but when he is there, there's going to be tension, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah.
kind of want Triple H to punish Roman because of The Rock.
Mm.
You know?
That's a good one. That's actually a good idea. How would you, I guess, go about doing that? Trying to, because they're gonna have a interaction. They both of them gonna be there next week on SmackDown, which makes SmackDown must watch. And I think
Yeah.
I think they're doubling up on the show because they're going to Australia the week after that, so they're gonna be doing 2 tapings. But it's gonna be very interesting to see what Triple H is gonna say because not Triple H, The Rock and Roman, because he sent some shots at The
Yeah.
Rock on SmackDown. He made it very clear, started off the show, said, "Hey, I run this shit. Doesn't matter what you think." And he's using his lines as like, this is the only person that makes decisions is me. When they zoomed in on the camera, it was damn near Triple H like, "Hey, zoom in. Production. Hey, get right here, right here. I'm the only person that makes decisions around here. I don't give a fuck what table you sit at." I was awful. I'm like, okay, I'm here for it. So it will be interesting to see because sure, The Rock is probably not going to be there all the time. So if anything, Triple H could start getting into that bag. The question is, how would you punish Roman? That's going to be very interesting. And I do feel like, and some people have been putting this theory out there, that obviously it seems like they did, pull an audible. But what if, like I was saying earlier, that it's a situation where Cody and The Rock are actually still somewhat working with each other? It's just they're playing Roman. Like, or it's a situation where say that's not the case. Say Roman actually starts taking over more control. Like say Jimmy and Jay start listening to The Rock more than they listen to Roman. And that can start some dissension right there. Because I do think both of their egos are going to clash. They're on the same page right now, but both of their egos are going to clash. And I can see a situation where maybe if during the match with Cody and Roman, at some point maybe Rock goes into business for himself and screws over Roman Reigns potentially.
Okay. I have heard like The Rock and Cody are working together. I'm hoping that that's not true because at WrestleMania,
Mm-hmm.
if we get a triple threat, if that's what we get, I want Cody Rhodes to beat both of them because then you can say you essentially beat both heads of the table, and therefore this is why you're the face of the company and this is why you're a champion. I would like that. And as far as like punishment goes, I want Triple H to do certain stipulations. Like let's say if there's no DQ,
Mm-hmm.
but you know how Roman Reigns solo,
Yeah, 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 yeah. Black hoodie solo. Yeah, he gonna have that
even
black
though
hoodie on.
he wears the hoodie when we know it's him, like it's
Yeah,
nobody else, it's fucking you, dude. You
yeah,
you don't have to
mm,
keep wearing the
yeah.
freaking
You
hoodie.
just come out there. You might as
Um,
well come out there with your interest music on. Oh, it's
yeah,
solo.
just come
Oh
out.
my
Yeah,
God,
yeah,
what's
bro.
happening?
Yeah, bro. Just come out like that. But we could also do a stipulation of Triple H saying, "Oh, like if Solo interferes, there's still no disqualification or like just something." I can't really think of the stipulation, but I need the stipulation to be affecting Roman Reigns, not Cody Rhodes, because Cody Rhodes is not going to cheat to win, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be Roman Reigns. So that could be like a sort of punishment. I was thinking too, because we're still trying to get Jimmy versus Jay, right? At WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's where we're trying to head.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like the bloodline is going to be, like really solidified
Mm-hmm.
before we get to WrestleMania. I'm thinking, well, if Jay is in Cody's corner,
Mm-hmm.
we could bring in another member that could be Jay's enforcer, which would
Mm.
be Jacob Fatu.
Yeah. That's if they sign him. Be very
I
interesting. That I
I
mean,
I
that
think
would be
so.
very interesting if they want to do that. I do think the Bloodline story is going to continue on after WrestleMania, and it's gonna most likely be a thing that they do throughout the rest of the year. I think the solo match between Rock and Roman If it don't happen this year, I do think it most likely will happen at next year's WrestleMania or maybe this year's SummerSlam because they're gonna have a match. It just depends on when. Me personally, I wouldn't be the big fan of the triple threat only because it doesn't need it. Not like in the sense of just having Cody face the Rock. I mean Roman. I think that's good enough on its own because we know there's gonna be outside forces. That's Roman Reigns matches. So we know there's gonna be some outside forces at play. The question is, it's gonna come down to who's gonna align with each other, who's gonna follow who. And I think that's gonna be the interesting story because The Rock, them adding The Rock into this, even though I'm sure they wanted it to be The Rock versus Roman, that's probably their initial plans. But them adding The Rock into this Cody story works perfectly because now you have something different. You don't have the same thing you had last year with Cody trying to finish his story. Now you're trying to figure out what's Rock's true intentions. Because don't get it twisted. He still wants to beat Roman. He still wants to prove he's at
Yeah.
the head of the table. So there's gonna be at some point, and there's gonna be some type of dissension that's gonna cause Roman to lose his focus or potentially lose the match. I don't want it to be a situation where The Rock like puts hands on Roman during the match or anything like that. I want Cody to be able to like pin him clean, but make sure maybe outside forces don't get involved because that's really what Roman's built his whole title reign on is family. He's using the family to help him, you know, gain wins and still be the champion. It's never been, oh, I can beat you clean. It's been, oh, I'm gonna use Jimmy, I'm gonna use Jay, I'm gonna use Solo, I'm gonna use anyone at my disposal to make sure I stay at the top. But this would be a different situation where if The Rock is the one to eliminate that, then all I mean at that point, then it's like, okay, now he has to do it by himself. He doesn't have the help and then you could possibly see a title change there. So, scripting in with Raw. Stop it, guys. I don't have the script. I promise you. I
Jesus.
wish. I wish I had. No, I don't want. I wouldn't want the
No,
script. No, I
yeah,
want to. I want to
no.
be surprised. So I want to say things can change. Hopefully, this is the match. Now, say for example, they do something different. Say they have before we get to WrestleMania, and I hope this is not the case. I've seen some people talk about this. Say there's a situation where maybe there's a Rock versus Cody at Elimination Chamber. Would you be down to see that? And who do you think realistically would win in that situation?
Rock versus Cody at Elimination Chamber. I don't want to fucking see that. I want to see
Okay.
Roman and Rock versus Seth and Cody. That's what I want to see at a Elimination Chamber. Because I want to see The Rock and Roman. I want to see how they work together if it
But
happens.
then you book yourself in a corner because who will win? You're not gonna have The Rock lose. You're not gonna have Roman lose. You're not gonna have Cody lose. And it'll be fucked up to have Seth to eat the pin before WrestleMania.
I was about to say Seth eats the pin
And then Seth is
because
still
that's how
injured
he.
too. Yeah, so
Oh yeah, you're
he
right.
wouldn't be
He
able
is.
to do much of anything. So that's the only problem with the tag match. Because I've seen it kind of looks like they're setting that up, but Seth is still injured. Now, granted, you can still do a tag match. Seth wouldn't just be, Cody would be doing most of the work. But the problem is, you put yourself, unless you do a DQ, which it would be pointless. You know what I'm saying? If it's like a disqualification, that'll be your only other way out. Because either way, if like I said, if The Rock wins, beats pins any one of those champions before, they should not be getting pinned before WrestleMania. Seth shouldn't be getting pinned. Obviously, he can't wrestle right now. And Cody definitely should not be getting pinned before WrestleMania. One of them would have to eat the pin because we know The Rock is not losing on his very first match back. And we know Roman's not losing before we get to WrestleMania. So that's the only thing.
Damn, you're right. Yeah, I didn't even think about all that. I just got excited because I was like, damn, it seems like we're gonna
Un-
get these two versus these two.
Someone said unless you get Jay involved, but Jay, I think, is focusing on Gunther right now, so it wouldn't make
Yeah.
sense to kind of throw him into this feud as well. So that's the only thing about that. I've have seen people talk about it. I personally would just let them continue to cook the story. They could possibly be at the show, and it may be like some hostility. And if I see this nigga Rock at the show, Cody need to hit that goofy ass walk he be doing when he's
Why
mad.
I oughta.
Yeah, the why I oughta walk. He needs to walk up the Rock. And then there's a brawl. Fuck it. That could be perfect. Have them, he come up to him and like, hey bro, you put your hands on me one more motherfucking time, we're gonna have a problem. What you gonna do about it? Boom, right there. We on. It's on and popping now. What's up?
So nobody at Elimination Chamber then, right? Because
they're gonna have the men's elimination chamber match and the women's. So
yeah.
I think the men's will probably just main event. There'll be something like that. So I think that's the route they're probably gonna go. Now for the men's, I know Sammy's in there. Oh no, not Sammy.
No,
Sammy. Unfortunately,
Randy.
Randy's in there and Drew's in there so far. Who do you think have winning that the men's elimination chamber?
Drew.
Yep.
Drew, yeah. Drew versus Seth has been like the only plausible answer right now. Because Drew needs something. And also what Drew is doing right now, I'm
Yeah.
such a huge fan of freaking Drew. Because I
Yeah.
liked Drew before, but I wasn't like a fan where I would be like, yay, Drew's here.
Yeah.
Now it's like everybody shut the fuck up because Drew is here and he's gonna say some wild shit on the mic.
He has been cooking since he's finally turned like full. He's still like a tweener because the stuff that he's saying, it's not lies. He's not the typical bad guy heel. I'm just here to do evil deeds to you. No, he's actually making a lot of sense, but he's an asshole. He's a prick, but it makes a lot of sense of what he's saying. A lot of stuff he said on Monday Night Raw, even on SmackDown, was like, hey man, thank you, Drew, bro. We appreciate you. I'm glad you kicked him sense in the Cody Rhodes so he can fucking go out there and make the right decision. So thank you, Drew. You're on to some shit.
Dude, it's the dreams and nightmares.
Yeah, nah, he's really doing some good stuff. Now I do think here's the thing, because people have been thinking possibly Damian Priest cashes in during that match and then wins or whatnot. But here's the thing about that. And I think that is a good idea. But also, what if it's a situation? Because I do think The Miz and R-Truth, I think they're going to team up. And I think that's the route to go. Because I don't think Judgment Day is losing that Elimination Chamber. Doesn't make sense for them to lose right then and there. And Rhea's gonna most likely beat Nia to have that moment or whatnot. So Judgment Day is gonna come out on top at Elimination Chamber. I think you have them lose at WrestleMania to R-Truth and The Miz. Because right now R-Truth he's one of the he's super over. And he's obviously been aligned with Judgment Day. And he's been adding some comedy with them. Honestly, I would have The Miz and R-Truth go over Damian Priest and Finn Balor, because lately Damian Priest he's been like somewhat kind to R-Truth. Like he doesn't have a problem with him like everybody else does, and it can create that dissension between Finn Balor and Damian Priest. Now they lose the titles. I think I think she most likely will probably retain at WrestleMania, because we can get into the women's prediction, but I'm still thinking Becky's going to most likely win the women's elimination chamber. They've been setting it up. Yeah. So that's kind of not even a surprise there. I think she will most likely retain at Judgment Day, because she needs to still hold it, because she's like the most popular person in Judgment Day. You take the title off of her, she loses her flair.
Her mumminess.
Yeah, I'm not saying that, but yes, she loses that. I do think Drew and Seth having their match after whenever they decide to do the tag match and Judgment Day lose the tag titles, I can see potentially Finn Balor costing him the cash in. Like, say Drew and Seth are having a match, And that's been the story for Drew, is getting that close and then losing every single time because of some shenanigans. I can see a situation where he cashes in and it looks like Damian Priest is about to win, and then maybe Finn Balor cost him because they're going to be mad at each other because they're going to be blaming each other for why they lost the titles. And I can see that being something. So that way Drew doesn't, because people have been saying, oh, Damian Priest going to cash in on Drew during the match, make it a triple threat, and then they're going to put the title on Damian Priest, which it would suck for Drew to be doing such good work that he's been doing only for him to get cashed in on and then lose, don't even win it. That would kind of suck. I ain't gonna hold you.
It would, but then that'll set up Damian versus Drew. But I kind of want Damian to hold it for like at least 6 months because it's like you held this briefcase for so freaking long. Like,
then when would he cash it in? Because he only got like maybe like 100 some days left. When would he cash it in?
No, Damian cashes in Elimination Chamber, but I'm saying like the belt, like have him hold the belt at least for 6 months.
You talking about Drew?
At least. No, Damian.
Oh, so you would want him cash in at WrestleMania?
No. I want him to cash it in at Elimination Chamber, get the belt there.
Off of Seth?
Oh, wait, you're right.
Yeah.
I'm over here thinking that it's going to be Seth versus Drew. You're right.
Yeah. That's what I was saying.
Elimination Chamber. You're right. All
right. That's what I was like.
My bad, chat.
I was like, what's happening here? Like I was saying, I was thinking, because I like Damian Priest, but him as world champion, it's still not resonating. Like, it's not, like, he doesn't get the reaction and reception, obviously, that Rhea does or whatnot. Like, it's not resonating. Like, people like him, but I don't think he's gotten to that next tier yet where people can say, I can see him as world champion. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing. I would probably have him cash in, and they have to lose the titles though. They have to lose the tag titles though, and then you can set up the dissension between Drew and Finn and Damian Priest, because I do think that's going to be a match that they're going to be trying to tell this year, because they've been butting heads for a while. So that would make sense if they did something like that. So that's just, what about Backlash? Someone said, I mean, yeah, you could do that. You could have them wait. You can build that story up too. They have options, and that's the good thing about WrestleMania this year. There's a lot of options.
Yeah, and Backlash would actually be perfect because he had that match with Bad Bunny, and that was like one of the best matches of that night.
Yeah.
So that would actually be some nice nostalgia for Damien, because it was in Puerto Rico. Everybody that was involved that was Puerto Rican, Bad Bunny, Carlito, Savio Vega, all of them were basically shown in the ring, and they were all like with the crowd. Damien was sitting down, and he's Puerto Rican. He should be there celebrating too, but he was heel. So he's just there by himself. He did a great job. So I think Backlash is actually pretty perfect. Whoever said that, that's actually that makes more sense.
Somebody said it in the chat, man. Yeah, I think that could be a good idea, because you can have them lose the titles at WrestleMania and then build off of the problem that they lost the titles, and they're gonna get rematches, so they're gonna try to get the titles again, but they don't do it. They're not successful, and Finn could make a gesture or say something like, you don't even care about that because you have the money in the briefcase. You're more focused on that. You can build that tension right there, and maybe, I do think his cash in will be a failed attempt. I think he will get screwed over out of it. So that's just my opinion on it. It sucks, but it's just, and that's another reason why having Roman as world champ, no one's cashing in on him, and it's gonna work. You only have one opportunity, one championship, and that is the paperweight world heavyweight championship. That's the only
secondary one.
Yeah, the second tier bracket championship that you can only cash in on. Unless you pull an Austin Theory and say, I'm gonna cash in on the United States Championship, which was fucked up. That was fucked up.
Yeah,
they did it dirty.
It was. Yeah,
so
it was.
I guess it's obvious. What you feel about Rhea most likely facing Becky, and do you think she's going to win? Rhea retaining. Do you think she's going to retain, or do you think Becky is going to beat her? Which
I
one
think
would you
Rhea's
go?
retaining. I
Okay.
think she's retaining. I think it's important because she really hasn't had like Raquel was cool.
Yeah, okay, that was cool.
Um but this is the first time where mommy's actually facing somebody that we're like, yes, this is what we've been waiting for. This is what we need. So I feel like for this to be her first actual like rivalry, like a good one,
Mm-hmm.
I think Rhea needs to retain. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
she should lose.
Same here. Same here. I think they're going with the route of Becky, trying to overcome the odds. That story, like, damn, I keep getting knocked down, but I'm gonna fight, guys. Like, trying to overcome the odds there, and I think she's going to fall short. Uh, Honestly, Rhea's best champion or best match was against Charlotte last year's WrestleMania. I'm gonna just
It
keep it a buck.
was.
That was
It was.
that was her best match. The match she won the championship. Ever since then, it's just been, eh,
Yeah,
okay.
but unfortunately, her second best match was with Natalia.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. That well, after the
like
first
what the
time
fuck?
when they first faced, she got jobbed out, and then the second
Yeah,
time I was like, okay.
on Raw. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and it was on Raw. It wasn't even at a pay per
Mm-hmm.
view.
Mm-hmm.
So that one was her second best one. Also, I saw somebody say nobody cares about Jinder. That's crazy because come Money in the Bank, he's going to be your Money in the Bank winner. So check
All right,
yourself.
y'all. Appreciate the stream, man. I'm gonna go ahead and
Check
end it
your
right
freaking
here.
self, man.
Thank you guys for joining us.
The
Uh,
disrespect is crazy right now.
I once again, I'm so sorry that I had to introduce you guys to Minnie once again, talking this nonsense. He's not winning.
No, that's
No one
crazy.
cares. He's back at catering. It's cool. It's okay. It's all
He's back
right.
at catering because all he does is cook. That's why. My dog is mad.
Anywho, back to this reality, not the alternate timeline Minnie's in. What I was okay about Gunther. Who do you have him facing at WrestleMania? Who are you thinking they could potentially have him facing at WrestleMania? Because I do think obviously Jay is the next in line, but I think Jay he's not gonna be successful because I do think at some point Jimmy is going to potentially cost him or whatnot. Who do you think would be the next lineup that makes sense for him to face at WrestleMania?
I want to say Chad Gable, but that doesn't make sense anymore. So I would say what makes sense, hopefully they can build it by then, would be Bron Breakker.
There we go.
Um,
There we go.
yeah, but if it's not Braun, give me Drew. No, not Drew. Sorry. Give me Chad Gable. Chad Gable. But Braun seems like yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna start building this boy.
Yeah, yeah. Now, do you have him win yet? Do you have Braun break the streak yet? Because
No,
technically, Braun has been the one. Braun was the last person that pinned Gunther when he was back in NXT. So, would you have him do it yet, or would you have him wait?
I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, so my immediate answer was no, but then I am thinking that there is no more, like there is no Brock Lesnar, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So the next Brock Lesnar would be Braun Breaker. So if you want to build him like Brock Lesnar, you would
Yeah.
kill the streak. Yeah,
Mm.
you would kill the streak at WrestleMania. Just like the
Mm.
similarities, Brock Lesnar, Undertaker. We have Gunther. Kind of makes
Mm.
it's all making. I'm saying when I say don't hinder the ginger, the ginger, it's because I know what I'm talking about. Okay, fucking chef hat right here.
No. No. The gender part, no. Everything else you said, very interesting. Now, the thing is, because Braun just got there, and it seems like anytime he's on screen, you hear the dogs barking, and he gets a good reaction. Honestly, he was the best part of the men's Royal Rumble. I don't care what nobody said.
Oh,
As soon as he came out there, he started packing people up. I mean, with so much intensity, he was packing people up. He Once he pressed Gunther, I was like, okay, they're doing something. They made him look like a very big deal, and the way he speared fucking JD McFunko Pop out his
Oh, that's
fucking
crazy.
wrestling shoes. I mean, just that that alone, I'm like, okay. He eliminated Omos by himself. Like he was packing
Oh,
people
the
up.
disrespect was crazy right there. I was like, you're gonna eliminate the great Omos, and that means for sure you have to be the next Brock Lesnar. Also,
Yeah.
he Bron Breakker's spot in the men's NXT War Games, that also was kind of like the
Mm-hmm.
high. It was good, like the War Games was good, but
Mm-hmm.
his spot was also the highlight.
Mm-hmm. Nah, he's definitely they definitely have high hopes for him. So it would be interesting because the only thing is if that's gonna be his real feud, and they have plenty of time to set this up after Jay, unfortunately loses to Gunther.
No
I
need.
want to say I'm trying to see because you can you want him to have momentum, so I'm sure they'll probably have him face a whole bunch of JAGs leading up to it, which would make sense for the more the casual crowd that doesn't know too much about him to get familiar with him even more. And I'm trying to see would it make your point makes a little bit of sense of potentially having him be the one to have a WrestleMania shocking moment. Everyone will be like, oh shit, he beat Gunther, you know? But at the same time, it would be cool to kind of set it up where Gunther he rarely cheats, like at all. Like he usually packs you up legitimately and then calls it a day and
In a
have his,
five-star match.
yeah, and gives you a 5-star match on top of that. So I was thinking I'm okay with him winning, but maybe there's a situation for the first time in a long time Gunther can't get the job done. Gunther is having a tough time putting him away, and it gets to a point where he has to cheat. Because that, to me, is the downfall of Gunther. When he has to cheat to beat you, that's when I'm like, okay, now we're getting to that point where he's not as sure of himself anymore. And I do think that can be something very interesting as well going that route. But if Gunther was to lose to Bron Breakker at this year's WrestleMania, I don't think people would trip too much. It just depends on the weeks leading up. How would they book him, and how would Gunther react? You know what I'm saying? So, but I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Yeah, but even if people have an issue with it, it's fine because people had an issue with Brock Lesnar because he's a part timer and he's the
Mm-hmm.
one that ended Undertaker's streak. Like he just came back to do this story with Undertaker, and then he broke the streak. So it makes sense for Braun because he doesn't have that much time to be built up
Yeah.
for people to know him. So yeah, they're gonna be pissed, and I
Yeah.
think it's a good thing because he's just gonna be that he is gonna be the replacement of Brock. So it just makes sense.
Unless once again, because you also, I do think Gunther's going to be a world champion this year. It just makes sense. You gotta, you put the
Yeah.
title, put the world heavyweight championship on him. So the thing is, you also want to kind of, I guess, create this idea that Gunther's unstoppable. So if you were to have him win at WrestleMania, then it would kind of be a situation where maybe you would have him at some point find a way to get to the World Heavyweight Championship scene, him still being the Intercontinental Champion. He wins the championship, and then he just vacates the Intercontinental Championship. And then you could have a tournament and build up Gunther through, not Gunther, Bron Breakker through there. So that's another route because I feel like whenever Gunther loses on the main roster, it's gonna be it has to be a star making moment because it doesn't they haven't seen it. We haven't seen it on the main roster. For those who
Yeah.
watch NXT, you've seen it maybe twice. Him getting pinned twice. So it's one of those things where you want that big reaction, like holy shit, this guy is the next guy up. So you could get that from WrestleMania, or you could kind of hold it off a little bit longer, and you maybe get that situation. Hell, I would love a situation where maybe Gunther's the world champion and Sammy is the challenger, and Sammy has to get through him. I would fucking love that shit. So,
Yeah, my dog's going a little crazy right now.
nah, it's all good. It is all good. I'm trying to see if there's any other questions. So just in general for you, your anticipation for this year's WrestleMania, is it more than it was for last year's WrestleMania, or is about the same for you?
Oh, it's a lot. It's a lot more. Because after Cody did that thing on
hmm
SmackDown,
hmm
SmackDown or Raw, it was SmackDown because Roman's there. Um, hold up, let me dog out.
Oh no, you good, you good, you good. All right, y'all. Let me read some of these donos because I haven't read any of them. You guys are quite entertaining. Appreciate the A attendee. I was waiting on y'all to do a collab again. Nah, appreciate that. Isaiah Coleman. Um, Rock versus Triple H. Pick their guys, Jay, Jimmy, and Solo, and Trip. Trip picks Cody versus Roman. That could be very interesting. All right, you back? Good.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. So what were you saying?
Basically that. Yeah, I'm way more excited about this WrestleMania than any WrestleMania I've ever watched. This is like the perfect build up to a WrestleMania. It's a build up that we've never seen before either.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
excited. Yeah.
Okay. Now, same here. This year's WrestleMania build, it got a lot of people talking. It's one of those things where I feel like it's gonna be something special. Last year's was pretty good, but this year it's like they're trying to really knock this out the park, and I'm loving the fact that they're able to willingly call audibles on storylines to make things a little bit better, to make the fans, somewhat happier, because at the end of the day, this is really what it's all about. Is not giving into the fans every fucking demand, but allowing the fans to go home happy. Allowing the fans to be like, damn, bro, this year's WrestleMania was fantastic. I got everything I wanted out of it. The matches were great. The stories that they've been building has finally reached, a good conclusion. Like what they've been doing with Bayley and Iyo, I personally wouldn't mind them main event night one because that's
They
been a
should
really
be.
good story.
Yeah, yeah,
They,
and they should be. And sorry to interrupt, but I went on a rant because last year they chose the story over the Royal Rumble winner. They didn't have Charlotte and Rhea main event because they chose the story.
mm-hmm.
Yes, that makes sense. Bailey is the winner, is the Royal Rumble winner,
Yeah,
and she has the story.
yeah,
She's the only one right now who had a consecutive story
mm-hmm.
leading up to WrestleMania,
Mm-hmm.
and the story aligns with the match at WrestleMania. So
Yeah.
if Bailey and Iyo do not main event night one, I will actually be upset. Hopefully it happens like that, but I don't freaking know if it will.
I'm hoping it does too, because they deserve that spot. Like it's been the most. This is what you call long term booking. They have been teasing the damage control turning on Bayley for so long now, and finally to see Bayley as a baby face, not the hugger Bayley, because I think she's past that stage in her career, but just the baby face that people been cheering for. Even when she's been a heel, people have been cheering for Bayley. So it's it's pretty cool to see that, and it's gonna be very interesting to see what they do to add more story to it. Obviously, Dakota Kai, what's her who she's gonna align herself with. So I'm looking forward to that. I hope that is potentially the main event of night one. We will see if that is the case. Also, people have been asking me to get your opinions on that no good for nothing fucking mellow. This guy here.
Damn. Well, I think it's silly they waited until Black History Month to finally do it. I was
Yeah.
like, come on, man. And we've been let down by so many we've just been let down by almost every wrestling company when it comes
Yeah.
like I don't know if you watch MLW, but Alex
Mm-hmm.
Kane, the first two times Black champion, also got the title taken
Mm-hmm.
away from him during Black History Month. Man, I'm like,
Damn, that's cold.
no freaking justice, man.
What's going on here,
Um,
man?
yeah, but Mello, honestly, I've been a more of a Mello girly than Trick Williams just because I
Mm-hmm.
saw Mello. I was watching NXT more,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm more familiar with Mello because NXT I don't watch it every single week.
Oh, okay,
So
okay, okay.
yeah, so I don't really have that much of an opinion other than I'm alright with Mello.
Did you see the segment when he went heel and then the old situation of what he did when he came back to NXT or whatnot, just talking, talking his trash. He pulled the Shawn Michaels playing Trick's
The jacket.
music, yeah, and the jacket, playing Trick's music, knowing Trick wasn't gonna be out there. I like what they got there. I like what they got there. Obviously, Trick is gonna be in a very good, both of them, Mello and Trick, they're gonna be in a good situation whenever they really finally get, stay in the main roster. And I love what Triple H has been doing, been bringing people up from NXT, getting the fans accustomed to them. They don't be there every week, but they'll be there like every other week. Like people like, oh, and they'll be having some pretty solid matches where people like, okay, I need to check out this guy. Like, who is this person? And I love what he's been doing there, and it makes the transition smoother. So eventually, because I forgot what SmackDown it was when Trick came out there, that crowd went crazy. It was packed. All you heard was whoop. That crowd went crazy, and it was so cool to see that for him on the main roster, getting that type of reaction.
I think he's the only NXT talent that gets that type of reaction, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Because not Tiffany, Carmelo, Braun, like they get a pop, I guess,
Yeah.
but not. It's like a slight pop. The only one is Trick Williams. He's the only one that really gets like a straight pop. And we're talking about WWE, where there's a lot more casuals. Like
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it's like I want to say like 80% of the arena are casuals.
Yeah, no, and that's what made it crazy because yeah, he's been on the main roster like here and there, but it wasn't nothing major where people would just like the casual fan will remember. Oh, that's Trick Williams. He's been on SmackDown, but it wasn't that you know like oh just a memorable segment or it's been a lot. So to see him come out there and the crowd go crazy, that was just it was a good feel moment because like that's I know the people in the back was listening because it's like you see it on NXT that's a smaller crowd, it's more intimate, it works, but a whole arena of mostly casual fans whoop that Trick just going in and turning up for him like that's they obviously have something good and it's gonna be very interesting to see what they got going for him going forward. And I'm looking forward to whenever he does eventually get to the main roster on a consistent basis to see how far this hype can go. Because honestly, if it's one of those things, if you get people to react and they give you that same energy every time your music hit, oh, you golden. That's why I was hoping he was going to be in the Royal Rumble. I love Pat McAfee, but that spot should have been for Trick Williams. I'm going to be honest with you.
It really should have, and you could have had like you if you were gonna already have Mello turn on Trick, then you could have had a little segment after Rumble where Mello is in there thinking he's the only NXT star there, doing his thing, and then he hears Trick, and then he's kind of confused because he's like, yeah, like, oh, I didn't know you were gonna be here,
That's what I was hoping. I was like, bro, this would have because the crowd was kind of dead for the most part of the men's Rumble. But the crowd would have went crazy if they would have heard whoop that bro. That pop would have been crazy. That it would have the whole stadium rocking. And it would have been another reason why people in the back be like, hey, he got something here. And you could have told that story as well, with like you said, like what are you doing here? Like what's going on? Like he's happy that he's there, but it's not really happy. Like it's like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that would have been another highlight of the men's Rumble. And I think they dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah, like face to face, it's cool, but like the crowd saw that he wasn't cool with it because he's like, "What?"
Yeah.
But then face to face, when he sees Trick, he's like, "Oh yeah,
yeah." Oh my man, that would have. I think a lot of people would have had a lot more excitement for the future because Bron Breakker got a good reception. He was the highlight. Another NXT guy, Mello getting a decent reception. Trick Williams coming out there getting a huge pop. It would have showcased the future of WWE and fans because now you're making stars. Like anytime Bron Breakker comes on Monday Night or SmackDown, you hear the dogs barking.
Yeah.
That's not a thing that, people got to catch on to that. So, and it's been like that with since the Royal Rumble. So I think they missed an opportunity, but we will see how things play out for sure. Let me get into some of these donos. I appreciate you, Minnie, for joining in. You know, it's always a good time to have you in here. You know, the chat rocks with you. And in fact, let me go ahead. Can you send me? I need you to send me your YouTube real quick.
Okay.
Send it to me on Instagram so I can go ahead and pin it in the chat or whatnot. Actually, I can do it from here. Why you ain't got to do no work. What am I doing? What am I doing? Hold on, guys. YouTube. Cause you guys showed out last time. You guys showed out last time. How many subscribers you have right now?
I think I'm at like 5,300.
Hey, cause I think the last time you was here, you was at. I think you was trying to get to. You was trying to get to 2,000.
No, I was already at. Wait, no, you're right. I
Yeah,
think I was at like.
you was trying to get to 2,000.
Oh yeah, then
Mm-hmm.
then I was at like 15 or 1,800.
Yeah, you said you wanted to get to 2,000 before. I think before the Royal Rumble or something like that.
Yeah, and now I'm at 5,480. Yay.
Hey, that is
Yes.
awesome.
And W Ross, because he helped me get there. Yeah. So chat, if he's ever mean to you, you guys are actually a really good chat. You guys are nice. I like you guys. But
Don't fall for their shenanigans.
but we were, because he has to make sure that things are good. I don't know. He was saying that you guys are little menaces. I don't believe it.
Oh
I
no,
think you guys are nice.
they're when I get in this Discord, I already know they've been tagging me in the Discord the entire time. They're watching, you fucking sickos. But that's Minnie's channel right there. Right there. What the fuck? Right now at the top of the chat. I pinned it. Y'all go subscribe and let me know in the chat. Once you subscribed, say you've subscribed. Simple as that. Go ahead and do that right now. Just subscribe. Keep running it up. The goal is the shit. Man, we try to get you to 10K before fucking WrestleMania. There's no reason why you can't.
There you go.
You
Hey,
can't.
subscribe if you're a bottom. How about that? All right. Which means I should probably be at like 20K. Thank you guys. Appreciate that. I subscribe. I subscribe. I subscribe. There you go. See, mommy's always on top. My my fellow bottoms. I'm gonna say mommy's always on top, but my fellow bottoms. I freaking like them.
Look, y'all. I didn't know she was gonna say this. I promise you, that was not discussed before we turned on the cameras. I just thought, it's gonna be a wholesome thing. Like, oh yeah, I appreciate the love and support, man. Appreciate the subscriptions, but I promise you, I did not know she was gonna say that. Yeah. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Some of y'all don't care. Some of y'all, that made y'all subscribe even faster because you're sickos. You freaks. But for those who are slightly disturbed, I apologize. If you choose to still want to subscribe to her, I'm pretty sure most of her videos don't involve that type of dialect. Right, Minnie?
Yeah, somebody said we're being worked. Yeah, exactly. You guys are being worked.
I I I believe you, Ross. Thanks, man. Don't be lying, Ross. You be simping. J Money Jeff. We've discussed this, J Money Jeff. You're the last person to talk about simping, J Money Jeff. You were simping for one of our mods. Did you think I forget?
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
A mod? The
Yeah,
mod
man.
is just here to do mod duties. Don't be
Don't.
bothering them while they're working.
Well, he was trying to get all in the Instagram DMs. Don't do that, J Money Jeff. We're better than that. Anywho, getting back into these donos, because you guys, I got completely caught off track. I said trap. I can't even talk right now. Appreciate the 10. They went
Sounds
ham.
like a bottom.
Who?
Huh? Wait, weren't you gonna read the super chats and stuff like that?
Yeah. Anywho, appreciate the 10 venomous reactions. They went ham on The Rock's daughter, and low key, The Rock went like, okay, y'all hate me now. Since you want to throw hate on my daughter, I'm going to give you a reason to hate me more. And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened, man. Appreciate the 5. Unpopular opinion. Cody Rhodes changing his mind and going with Reigns after all doesn't need to be explained. People change their minds. People do change their minds. But there still needs to be some type of reasoning, and hopefully he says something on Monday Night Raw, because I was hoping he was gonna, say something on SmackDown. But Raw, we need to know something. We need to know how he's feeling. What's on his mind? Fuck all that diplomatic. Let me talk in these fancy ass words. No, you need to let us know. Hey, man, I'm not taking this shit from the bloodline no more. So we definitely need some type of confirmation on that. Appreciate the 5-0. Minnie, glad you're here. Would you please explain to Ross why Jinder Mahal is the greatest wrestler of all time and he told Brock to end the streak?
He is the greatest wrestler of all time because when it comes to Jinder, this man was a part of the 3-man band with Heath, with Drew. And because of the leadership of Jinder, look where Drew's at now. Heath, he's just a black sheep of the 3-man band. Even though Jinder gave him the right direction, it's up to an individual to follow it, right? But Jinder, he is going to be the future Money in the Bank winner. So if you guys want to know why he's the best, just wait and see.
0. There's a part of me that wants to ban you for that donation. And you've been in the chat. You've been loyal for a while, man. But you know what you're doing, 0. You're encouraging this nonsense. And I don't know. I'm about to think about it. If you can't donate or can't comment on the channel anymore, 0, you know why. Come back to this live and you'll know why. I can't say it will happen, but it just depends on how I feel, because I can't. Anywho, appreciate the 5.
No, anywho, if The Rock slapped Jinder, do you really think that Jinder would be like, oh, it's okay to hinder the Jinder? No. Jinder would be like, I am the great modern day Maharaja. Give that man all muscle, and that's what he did. Come on, man. Anyways, go.
Hey guys, can you do me a favor? This is a first. If you feel like you want to unsubscribe to Minnie's channel, you can go ahead and do that and let me know. No, I'm just playing. Don't unsubscribe. Well, it depends on how much wild stuff she keeps saying. Then you can do what you want. But anywho, appreciate the 5. No hate to Mercedes or AEW, but I think Jade will be bigger star in WWE than Mercedes will be for AEW. What are your thoughts? Big fan of you both. This is from Chill Vibes 21. How do you feel about it? What you thinking?
What do I think? Who do I think is going to be the bigger star? Jade in WWE or Mercedes in AEW?
Yeah.
It's Mercedes. She's going to be the biggest star in AEW. Jade Cargill will be a huge star, but she's not going to be the star in WWE because because you still have Mommy, you still have Bianca, like you still have a lot of people. You have Becky Lynch, but Mercedes, she can easily be the face of the women's division. We have Timeless Tony, we have Deanna. We're still waiting on Jamie. We're still waiting on Britt, but
it's not even close. It's Mercedes.
Yeah.
It's
but
not
with
even
all those names, Mercedes is the draw still. Like she's the freaking draw. So Mercedes will be the bigger star in AEW than Jade will be in WWE. But that's no disrespect to Jade whatsoever.
Yeah, right. I think they're gonna be building her. Obviously, I think she's still trying to get more comfortable in the ring. But when she did come out there for the Royal Rumble, she got a holy shit chant, and the crowd went crazy. They presented her like a damn star, and I do think her potential next feud should be Nia Jax, because she's the one that eliminated Nia Jax. So I think that may be the feud they have going into WrestleMania for Jade, since Rhea's gonna take care of Nia, and I can see there maybe be some backstage interaction, whatever the case may be. You have a Nia versus a Jade match because you want to build her up. Because I do think the ultimate match, Bianca Jade, that's the ultimate match. They had that standoff, standing ovation for the standoff. That's the ultimate match. That most likely needs to happen at next year's WrestleMania. So you build from now to then and go from there. So the funny Desperado, appreciate the $4.99. How do they get to Jimmy versus Jay? In my opinion, they dropped the ball at the Rumble. They should have had one of them eliminate the other. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my. Whoever produced this Royal Rumble, there were so many stories. They had them start at number 1 and number 2 for a reason, and they didn't even eliminate each other. I was like, oh. How? I'm guessing the only way I think you can make that happen, Roman Reigns has to essentially give the order. Roman Reigns would have to give the order if maybe Jay, but you got to find a reason why Roman would do that, unless Jay says something about what transpired this weekend that pisses off Roman Reigns or The Rock. He says something like, man, both them niggas tripping. Fuck them. Something like that, to that extent. Like, they don't really give a damn about the family anyway. Fuck them. I agree with what Cody said. Boom.
I'm thinking the same thing. Jay sides with Cody.
Yeah.
And the Bloodline sides with Roman and Rock, obviously. So I think that's kind of like the only way.
Yeah, you just have them agree with what Cody said. Like a backstage said, hey man, I got your back. Fuck them. I agree with what you said. Our grandfathers would be disappointed in them or whatnot. And that's when Roman sends a hit. Roman or The Rock sends it like, hey, Jay, handle that. And he sneaks on Monday Night Raw, costs Jay the match. Boom. That's the best way. Either though you could have just did it through the Royal Rumble. That's what the Royal Rumble's for, is to make stories, make matches, future feuds within the Royal Rumble. But hey, beggars can't be choosers. That was a good question, man. Top Dog, appreciate the $1.99. Bloodline take over WWE. They've done that, huh?
No, but like bloodline, like bring in like people that we haven't seen.
Okay,
like
yeah, if they do that, yes, I'm all for that. Rikishi needs to get in here because he's been tweeting for years. Get Rikishi in here. That's all he does.
For years. You're not wrong.
He been tweeting about the whole, bro. Your sons have been getting abused by your fucking family member. Get them in here. Get them in here, man. Appreciate someone donated, but they retracted it. Appreciate the 2, man. Thanks. I don't know what you said, but Ghost Chaos, appreciate the 10. If Jay does face Gunther and wins the IC title, I think it could work, as Jay will side with Cody. Jay can say how successful he is without Roman. That can lead to a WrestleMania without the title. You could do that, but I don't. Once again, Gunther shouldn't be losing, and I love Jay, but it's not. Gunther shouldn't. It's not gonna be Jay. I love Jay. The story they're gonna probably start telling is the brother versus brother. We've been wanting to see it. They've been setting it up. I think that's the story they're gonna go with. Appreciate the 2. Carlito did get eliminated from the Royal Rumble. You meant to say he didn't, because I saw that clip. I don't know if you saw that on Twitter.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, but apparently he did.
Yeah, he was just like, because he was just there. Like, he was in the outskirts, and then they were like, "Oh, Carlito has been eliminated." And I think one of the commentators was like, "Did he get eliminated?" But then he was just out. Like,
yeah, there's well, we have a story to finish, so no, it doesn't matter if he got eliminated or not. Santiago with the 2. Bron is as intense as his father and uncle were, for real facts. Dude is I can definitely see him being a top champion, future world champion. Give him some years. Not even years. I don't even think it made. I think Brock did that in 1 year.
I could see that with Bron.
Yeah, I think he did that in like 1 year. I can see them doing that maybe a year and a half, because they do have a lot of top stars. So I can see them doing the same thing with him. Matt, appreciate the 199. If Cody doesn't win, what's the move? Fuck WWE. That's the move. It's simple. and I was going to make a video about this, and I probably will do this. It's a must win now for Cody. There's no going back. He must go into WrestleMania and win. Because if he does not win, then this was all for nothing. You have literally given this nigga 2 back-to-back wins at the Royal Rumble, only for him to lose back-to-back times at WrestleMania. You would kill his character, because fans will not only be pissed that they bought back into the hype. This has been the most Cody has been over since being in WWE. The hype he has right now is ridiculous. So you have this motherfucker lose again? No one's going to care. Well, I wouldn't say no one's going to care, but like last year, like you were saying, last year, you got invested, he lost, you started to care less. This year, he loses again. Oh, you're really gonna be like, all right, cool, I'm over it, bro. Whatever, I'm done. Like, and you don't want to do that for your top baby face, your top person that pushes merchandise, because we've seen so many times in WWE where someone keeps losing, the fans just don't care no more. And it's not even that the fans don't like it. We just know he's gonna lose anyway. So what's the point of getting invested? Same thing that happened with Dolph. After he won that World Heavyweight Championship, and still one of my favorite cash-ins of all time, after he won...
biggest pop, yeah.
Yeah, after he won that, and then he unfortunately got injured, WWE lost confidence in him, and they never really took him seriously. Even though the fans wanted Dolph Ziggler, they just didn't put him in situations where you knew he was going to win. Outside of the run he had with the Intercontinental Championship with The Miz, which was a really good feud they had, outside of that, that was it. Like, he kept going away. I think he won the United States Championship and then vacated it or some shit. I was like, bro, what the fuck are they doing with him? Like, people wanted to see this guy win, only for WWE to say, nah, he's not our guy. No matter how many times you say he is y'all guy, we don't care. So it's just one of those things. I don't want it to be like that for Cody. So I'm on that point. I'm at that point now. He does not win. I'm over it. Whatever. Okay. You all right, whatever, bro. Whatever. That's me. That's how I'm gonna feel. I'm just like, I'm done. That's like if they did the same thing to Daniel Bryan during the Yes movement, and you had this nigga get to WrestleMania to lose. All right, cool. It's over. Whatever. Fuck it. So we'll see. I'm hoping that's not the case, but if he don't win, then they will essentially kill Cody's character, and people are really not gonna care. Appreciate the 199. Give me 5 gender matches, Minnie. Yeah.
5 what? 5 gender matches? What do you mean? Just give you 5?
Yeah, I guess he wants 5 good gender matches.
Oh, 5 good ones? Okay.
Yeah.
Jinder versus Ross. Jinder versus the IWC, Jinder versus Vince's booking, Jinder versus Triple H's booking, and Jinder versus the 3-man band, because the 3-man band was basically holding Jinder from being greatness. There you go.
Hey guys, I want to ask y'all a question. I mean, don't respond. This is for people in the chat. Hey guys, where's Jinder right now? Has anybody seen him?
Jinder is a chef. So yeah, if he's back to catering, it's because he's the chef. That's why.
Hey guys, do you see Jinder over there? Hey Jinder, you back there? Hold on. Let me see. Let me see if he's back here. Hold on, I'll be right back. Hold on. Yo, you back here, Jinder? Yo. Is he in my closet? Hold on.
Hey chat, yo, Ross is the bottom. Ross is the bottom confirmed. Yo, everybody, spam that on chat. Spam that on chat right now.
Yo, Jinder. Oh, wait, that's crazy. He's nowhere to be found. You want to know why? Because WWE's never booked him as anything seriously outside that one time. Why am I getting into this? I know he's a JAG. Anywho, the point I'm trying to make here is, you see she didn't list any matches of his. That's my point. If he's such a great, you should know 5 matches off top. Oh, and don't go for the easiest Randy versus Jinder Mahal, because that's the only match people realize or remember because of how stupid it was for him to win the championship from Randy fucking Orton.
four-way: Jinder, Rusev, and I can't remember the other two because Jinder outshined them. But we can talk about the fatal four-way. Also, your chat is going off. Damn, I don't think they like your Jinder take at all.
No, because I could hear you when you said what you said. It's just too many of them I can't ban right now. So if I had more people, hey mods, you know, you can clean up the chat if you need to. Just give them like a 5-minute timeout, okay, mods? If you need to. I know it's gonna be a lot of work, but we gotta clean out this chat, man. It's getting disgusting. Let's see. Appreciate the 2. We can definitely wait on Brit. Appreciate the 10. Haven't seen Jinder for weeks now. They done hindered his ass back to catering. I know, Sanity. I know. Where he belongs. In fucking catering. Appreciate the 5. I think Rock could actually be Cody's inside man to destroy the bloodline from within. That's a definitely a plausible idea. You still got to find a way to make sense of it all. That's all. Like, why you got to say it without Cody saying, "Oh, this is part of my master plan." Like, he has to say some things where it's like, "Trust me." Like he said on Twitter, it got to be more or less of that for people to kind of buy into what the fuck's going on here. You know what I'm saying? Without him spoiling his plans, if that's the case, if that's the route.
Yeah, you just can't take Cody giving that spot. Like, you just can't erase that, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. Legendary. Appreciate the 5. What's not to stop WWE from picking up Jacob Fatu? He's a free agent now, first time here. Keep up the great work. Peace, love, life. Stay safe, be well. Appreciate that. I know there was reports of like his history may be an issue, and that could be a thing, but he's been doing his thing on the independent scene for a while now, and it doesn't seem like he's, you know, been in any trouble that would hinder his process to get to WWE. I do think that would be a very interesting story to tell. He deserves to be there if they're going to go this bloodline route and potentially make another new star an antithesis to Solo, because some of the stuff I've seen, people always commented he's much better like in ring wise as a dominant force than Solo is.
Oh, most freaking definitely.
Yeah. So
with WWE picking up Jacob Fatu, he does have a controversial past, but
yeah.
That hasn't stopped WWE from picking up stars with like certain records and stuff like that. Also, MLW is probably the only indie scene that I can think of right now that does long-term contracts. So Jacob was in a 5-year contract. So he's a free agent now. So WWE, I can get Jacob if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Before they couldn't because he was tied in with MLW.
Well, it'll be very interesting. I wouldn't mind him being added to the story. I just don't want him to be the one to attack Cody or some shit. I'm gonna be fucking pissed, bro.
Oh, me too.
If I see another nigga in a different fucking hoodie this time, and I'm thinking it's Solo, and this motherfucker, I'm over it. Fuck it. Just have all these niggas in the bloodline hold the championships once again and call it a fucking day. It'll be called WWE Bloodline. It won't be nothing about anything else. Just bloodline niggas. That's it. Call it a day. Hey, yo, Ross, you might want to check Wrestling in Discord, but much love. At least you can read my shit on your channel. I'm not about to check y'all on Discord because I know y'all being some heathens right now. You guys kind of understand. At the end of the day, this is to help Minnie, you know, grow her channel and, you know, just have some conversation about wrestling. But of course, you sick freaks out there can't let it just be that. That's it.
You little menaces.
Jesus, I already know the Discord's going to be disgusting.
Ross is wholesome, guys. Ross is wholesome.
Someone said it. Finally, Jesus. Minnie give me someone else asked the same thing. Minnie give me 5 Jinder matches. He was the main reason I stopped watching when he was the champ.
All right, we're not gonna talk about that, okay? It's not like he can't take control over his booking. Okay, this is why I said him versus Vince's booking.
Oh no, his
Him
booking
versus
was
Triple
dog
H booking.
shit.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was
Come on.
bad. That's my. He just said that was one of the reasons I stopped watching that shit. Now SmackDown became fucking unbearable at one point. I ain't gonna hold you. Oh my
Hold up.
god.
I'm gonna call out this dude. Tyrese says, Minnie, give me sloppy top. I ain't giving you shit, dog. The fuck?
Come on, guys. When do we? It's like. Now, I'll have this conversation with you off screen. Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry. Come on, guys, you're embarrassed. You know what? You guys are embarrassing me. Like The Rock said to fucking Cody. No, Roman said to Cody. You guys are embarrassing me. Your fathers would be disappointed in y'all. What are y'all doing? Stop it. Do better. Be better, guys. Jesus. Appreciate the two. Is this the biggest wrestling story in WWE history? Not the biggest. For me, it'll always be Stone Cold and Rock. That was they were the two top guys in wrestling. Yeah. So their story, and Vince, but we kind of don't want to say his name, but Vince and Stone Cold, they had one of the best storylines in wrestling history. Either even though, he's the ultimate sick freak, but we're not gonna get into that. But this is definitely one of the greatest storylines we've seen in some time. It's actually really good because we don't know. There's no clear answer, and I'm loving what they're doing here. So appreciate the $4.99. JD loses belt. JD loses Judgment Day loses belt. Damian cash in same night. Finn costs Damian to lose. Boom. Feud is cooked. That makes sense. That could possibly happen. Appreciate the $1. Appreciate the $2. Jinder Mahal is now in the island of irrelevance. The island, not the island of relevancy, the island of irrelevance. See?
The disrespect is crazy. All right.
Is he going to be at WrestleMania? Oh, no, he will. No. He will. He'll be in the back serving up cake. Hey, good match, bro. You did your thing out there. Hey, you want some water? You want some Gatorade?
I think it's time for me to head on out of here. I think it's time for me to GG this.
Appreciate the $4.99. Is Samoan culture, the high chief is above the tribal chief. The Rock was listed as the high chief, so why is he wanting to take the head of the table? Well, and now someone had pointed that out because wrestling fans are very quick to point out shit on. Technically, The Rock is in the family tree. He's higher. The reason why he wants that title, because Roman's been saying he's the head of the table. He's the head of the family. But in actuality, he's not. This is why I say they're aligned right now, but the way the story is going to go, there's going to be conflict because at the end of the day, it's all about who's really sitting at the top of the table. No. Roman believes he is because he's the champ, but Rock knows he is because one, he's on the board of directors, and two, he's one of the biggest Hollywood stars of all time, and it's the fucking Rock. So that's going to be interesting to see. Appreciate the 5. Liv versus Rhea at Mania has a better long-term story than Becky versus Rhea, similar to deciding between Rock and Cody to face Roman at Mania. They have history, but it's not. It's one of those things. People aren't really clamoring for it, if that makes any sense. Because I actually forgot she got injured per storyline by Rhea. I forgot about it, and not in on purpose way. I just forgot what had happened because I didn't really too much care from the feud from the jump. I think once again they're trying to have the biggest match possible. I know y'all love y'all some Liv, but the biggest match possible in that situation and the story they want to tell, even though, and I think she's supposed to be confronting Rhea on this Monday Night Raw, so it's going to be interesting to see what they do with that. But the story they've been teasing and pointing to is Becky versus Rhea. And I think that's a better match on paper, too, because you want to give Rhea a good opponent, an opponent that's main evented WrestleMania, has had some pretty great matches in her own right, and is pretty good on the promo. You want that, because then it makes things, it makes her reign a little bit better by having her face another good opponent at this year's WrestleMania. So, Zero with another 5. Are we forgetting Jimmy has a DUI in the past? Jacob's criminal record shouldn't be an excuse not to bring him in. Like Minnie was saying, they have brought in people with records, criminal records and stuff like that. So it just depends on how they do it. It depends on how they do it, when they set it up. I can see it maybe after WrestleMania, either on WrestleMania or after WrestleMania. They get into that bag, because it's gonna depend on what happens with The Rock and Roman. So I can see anytime after that. That would be a cool Monday Night Raw after Mania, or SmackDown after Mania, his debut type situation. That would be fucking lit. That shit would be lit. And I think we just got 2 more donos. Nicholas with the 2. First live event you both attended in your lives. I've actually never attended one, unfortunately. Never attended a live wrestling event yet.
It was a random WWE live event. I think I went like on a Wednesday. I think this was years ago.
I just went on a Wednesday. You went to last year's WrestleMania, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you got a clip of when Roman won in the face of disappointment.
Yeah, because I was like, there's no shot Cody's losing, and he lost, and I still didn't believe it. I was like, there's no fucking shot. Even afterwards, like, I'm waiting for something to happen.
Oh yeah, no, that's it. It translated on screen. Just the air out of that arena just disappeared. It was just because I'm watching it on with my homie Dub. Shout out to the homie Dub. I'm watching it. We doing a live stream, and I'm like, oh yeah, hit him with 1 crossroad. Oh my god, hit him with 2 crossroad. Oh my god, goes for the 3rd one. This motherfucker that just got ejected is back again. Where's WWE security? It makes no sense why this motherfucker was able to put on a hoodie and walk right back out there to Samoan spike him. And I was like, I was hurt.
Yeah. Me too.
And then someone throwing a fucking chicken in the ring. The rubber chicken. Oh my God, that hurt me. Only for this nigga to get packed up the next night by Brock Lesnar. I was like, why? Why? Triple H, Vince, let it go. He hit the sledgehammer 1 time at AEW. Please, let him make it. Jesus Christ. Oh
man.
Oh
and
my.
Still this year, like damn. But now it looks like all right. Now for sure, Cody has to finish his story.
Man, I'm telling you, if he don't finish his fucking story,
that's it. He's back. That's it.
They will have killed Cody Rhodes, and it was all part of that master plan, man. Appreciate you too. Jinder Waterboy Mahal.
I like that one. That one was funny.
Hey, you guys thirsty? And appreciate the 5. Jinder has been hindered and took his candy ass back to catering. Thank you.
All right, guys.
We done. We done with the Jinder hate for today. But nah, I appreciate you joining in once again, Minnie. If you guys haven't subscribed to our channel, it's pinned at the top of the chat. So make sure you guys go subscribe, show her some love. We're trying to get her to 10,000 subscribers before WrestleMania. I think it's very possible. We have plenty of time, so there's no reason we can't get there. What you looking at right now? Because there's over 1,000 y'all in here, so there's no reason why she shouldn't have been able to get some good numbers.
5,600. 5,600. Okay. So I got I got a good amount. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys.
Hey man, definitely show her some love. Someone sent one more in. Appreciate the 499. I think Rock and Roman is gonna lead to Rock kicking Roman out the bloodline, and Roman turns fate to fight Rock at Mania 41. That could happen. Because obviously they want the Roman to be a face, but I think what you do, you still need the Roman that lost everything. You need that, because he's gonna get dangerous. And I prefer him to be a heel in this situation, depending on how they do it, because when he loses this championship, it's gonna fuck with him mentally. And at that point, he's going to do whatever it takes to get his hands on The Rock if he's the reason that cost him the championship. And what I mean by whatever it takes, you see Ava be on SmackDown from time to time. I'm not saying he attacks her, but I'm saying he may disrespect her. He will do whatever it takes to get his hands on The Rock. And I think that would be an interesting story to tell. You don't want to turn him face immediately. You build up to that because he's been a heel and he's been doing some good work as a heel. So you build up to that because I think they want The Rock to be a babyface more than anything else. So The Rock turning on him would make The Rock a babyface once again because people are going to chill for that shit. And then you can have that dynamic and you can go from there. But hey, I appreciate y'all, man. You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for all the love and support. We definitely got to do this again. I know we was trying to get Wheezy on here.
Yeah.
Wheezy Blondie was trying to get on here, but she wasn't able to. I would definitely love to get both of y'all on here. So we can have some more wrestling conversations. But definitely, you're always welcome to join in on the conversations. We can, have another I guess you could say another live stream interaction after the Elimination Chamber and get your thoughts on that, because I'm sure there's gonna be some more story developing right when we get right into WrestleMania after Elimination Chamber. So if you down, let me know and we can set it up. I'm sure people in the chat would love to see you back on here again.
I'm always down. Bye, chat. Thank you for having me and thank you for being nice. Minus the one person.
It's all good. It's all good. But I appreciate y'all, man. And someone sent did someone send another one? Oh, yep, someone sent another one before I get out of here. I feel it would be more interesting if Rock accidentally cost Roman the championship by mistake, because then the Bloodline has to choose between both. That's a good one too. Y'all coming up with some good ideas.
I like that. Yeah.
I like that. I like that. Y'all, maybe some infighting. He accidentally causes him to lose the championship, and then Roman goes crazy. I meant to say Rock. I think I may have said Brock. I meant to say Rock. Anywho, I love you guys, and catch you guys next time, man. We out this thing. Peace.